this manner, we can calculate, we can use second shifting theorem. Okay, so here we are going to make use of second shifting theorem, which states that if L of f of t is f of s and if g of t, if the function is defined in this particular manner, then we can calculate L of g of t as e raised to minus as into f of s. What is f of s? It is L inverse, L of f of t. And f of s is L of f of t. So this is the second shifting theorem which we have used, and we have solved problems also based on the second shifting theorem. Now calculating inverse. So what will be the inverse now? I will take L to the other side. So I will write L inverse of e raised to minus as into f of s is equal to g of t. Okay. So here, this is the second shifting theorem by using the Laplace transform. Now I am taking L to the right hand side and I will write L inverse of e raised to minus as f of s is equal to g of t. But what is g of t? G of t is equal to function of t minus a for t greater than a is equal to 0 for t less than a. Okay. So now you will be given a problem of this form, which means that when the function is multiplied by e raised to minus as, when f of s is multiplied by e raised to minus as, then we are applying second shifting theorem in the case of inverse Laplace transform. If f of t is multiplied by e raised to, we apply first shifting theorem in the Laplace transform. Now here, when f of s is multiplied by e raised to function in the inverse Laplace transform, then we have to apply second shifting theorem. So answer for this will be, you have to write what is a. From the given problem, write a. Okay, so that the limits can be defined and we can write f of t minus a. Once a is known to you, you have to calculate inverse of the function other than e raised to. That is f of t. Okay. So we have to calculate whatever is the function other than e raised to minus as, calculate the inverse. So L inverse of f of s will become f of t, and in that f of t replace t by t minus a. ठीक है? तो सबसे पहले हमें क्या देखना है, अगर फंक्शन e raised to minus as से मल्टीप्लाइड है तो हमें इनवर्स के अंदर, तो हमें सेकेंड शिफ्टिंग थियरम यूज करना है. And according to the second shifting theorem, L inverse of e raised to minus as into f of s is g of t, where g of t is equal to this function f of t minus a. तो पहले हमें क्या करना है, ये पूरे फंक्शन में डिसाइड करना है what is a. A is the coefficient of s in the exponential function. तो हमें पहले a लिखना है ताकि लिमिट्स भी आ जाएगा और ये भी हो जाएगा. Then हमें चाहिए f of t. f of t कैसे मिलेगा? We have to calculate the inverse of f of s. And then substitute whatever is L inverse of f of s, you will get f of t and then replace t by t minus a. That will be the answer. तो main aim हमारा है कि पहले a निकालना है और L inverse of this function has to be calculated. Okay, this is the second shifting theorem. So again, when the function is, so yesterday what we have done, when the function is log and tan inverse, cot inverse, we apply multiplication by t property. Then we had inverse Laplace transform of using convolution theorem. Then we had partial fractions. So these two are separate properties where when it is log or inverse function, we apply the multiplication by t property, which we have done yesterday. And now this one, when the function is multiplied by e raised to minus as, then we have to apply second shifting theorem. Okay? So remember this part, L inverse of e raised to minus as f of s is equal to f of t minus a for t greater than a is equal to 0 for t less than a. Okay? So example based on this, where f of t is L inverse of f of s. Take the first example. L inverse of 8 e raised to minus 3s upon s square plus 4. L inverse of 8 e raised to minus 3s upon s square plus 4. So we have to take one function as f of s. So what will be f of s in this problem and what is a? According to this problem, what is the value of a? Yeah, so write the problem again. This is L inverse का formula using second shifting theorem. ठीक है? So if I compare this with this, what is the value of a? A is equal to 3. Okay, A is equal to 3. And what is f of s? F of s will be the function other than e raised to minus 3s. ठीक है? e raised to जो function है उसमें s का जो coefficient है वो a हो जाता है और e raised to function के अलावा जितने भी functions है वो पूरा f of s हो जाता है. ठीक है? So we have to make use of the second shifting theorem since a function f of s is multiplied by e raised to. तो हम क्या करेंगे? A is equal to 3 and f of s is equal to 8 upon s square plus 4. ठीक है? We are having two functions e raised to minus as into f of s where a is equal to 3 and f of s is equal to 8 upon s square plus 4. So now we have to calculate the inverse of f of s. f of s का जो function है उसका हमें inverse निकालना है. So what will be the inverse of 8 upon s square plus 4? Yes, अगर हमें if it was 2 upon s square plus 4, I could write it as sine 2t. So we are having 8 in the numerator. So take 4 outside and write 2 upon s square plus 4. So I will get it as 4 sine 2t. L inverse of f of s is equal to 4 sine 2t. ठीक है? This is f of t. अभी हमें क्या करना है? What was the problem here? Now whatever is f of t you get, we have to replace t by t minus a and write the limit as t greater than a and t less than a. A is equal to 3 in this case. So whatever function we have got for f of t, now we have got f of t as 4 sine 2t. तो 4 sine 2t में t के बदले t minus 3 put करना है. So I will get the answer as 4 into sine of 2 into t minus 3 for t greater than 3 is equal to 0 for t less than 3. So our aim is to get the value of sine function, that is f of t, where f of t is the inverse of the function f of s. ठीक है? Clear? Any doubt in this problem? It's only two-step answer. f of s का हमें इनवर्स निकालना है और a की वैल्यू लिखनी है और यहाँ पे सब्स्टिट्यूट करना है. कभी कभी that is f of t निकालने के लिए we may have to use different properties, but otherwise it is only calculating L inverse of f of s and writing the value of a. Okay? Any doubt in this problem using the second shifting property? We have to always compare this problem with e raised to minus as into f of s. उसमें से हमें a लिखना है, f of s लिखना है. जो भी f of s है उसका इनवर्स निकालना है ताकि हमें f of t मिल जाए और फिर जो भी f of t मिलेगा वहां पे t को t minus 3 पुट करना है. Okay? So we'll take one more problem. L inverse of e raised to minus 5s upon s minus 2 whole raised to 4. L inverse of e raised to minus 5s upon s minus 2 raised to 4. Okay, so now we have to compare this function with e raised to minus as into f of s. We have to compare the given problem with L inverse of e raised to minus as into f of s. So now what can you say about a value? What is a here? Okay, a is equal to 5. Yes, A is equal to 5. What is f of s then? फॉर्मूला में कुछ नहीं करना है, फंक्शन ऑफ टी निकालना है, टी को टी माइनस ए पुट करना है और कुछ नहीं करना है. ठीक है. वट एवर इज योर एफ ऑफ एस, कैलकुलेट एफ ऑफ टी. ठीक है. एफ ऑफ टी निकालने के बाद जो भी टी है, टी के बदले टी माइनस ए पुट करना है. फॉर टी ग्रेटर देन ए इज इक्वल टू 0, फॉर टी लेस देन. ज्यादा रिमेंबर करने की जरूरत नहीं है फॉर्मूला. ओनली थिंग यू हैव टू जस्ट कैलकुलेट एफ ऑफ टी. टी को टी माइनस ए पुट करना है. फॉर टी ग्रेटर देन ए इज इक्वल टू 0, फॉर टी लेस देन ए. 2 बार लिखोगे अपने आप याद हो जाएगा, इतना डिफिकल्ट नहीं है वो. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे एफ ऑफ एस क्या होगा? other than the function 1 upon s minus 2 whole raised to 4. Okay, so I'm comparing this function with e raised to minus as into f of s. So if I compare with this, a value will be 5 and f of s value will be 1 upon s minus 2 whole raised to 4. E raised to minus as into f of s. So a is equal to 5 and f of s is equal to 1 upon s minus 2 whole raised to 4. Now, how to calculate f of t or inverse of this function? 1 upon s minus 2 whole raised to 4 का inverse कैसे निकालना है? Anybody? Okay. Now here in this case, s is replaced by s minus 2. S is replaced by s minus 2, which means that e raised to 2t will come out. Remaining will be L inverse of 1 upon s raised to 4. Okay? E raised to be, it is s minus 2 whole raised to 4. S is replaced by s minus 2. So I will take e raised to 2t outside, L inverse of 1 upon s raised to 4. Now it is of the form 1 upon s raised to n plus 1. तो क्या होता था? नीचे gamma of this number, ऊपर t एक लेस देन. तो क्या होगा आंसर? e raised to 2t. नीचे जो भी पावर है वो gamma के अंदर जाएगा और ऊपर एक पावर कम होके t क्यूब हो जाएगा. When you have such type of inverse function, whatever is the denominator power वो gamma के अंदर चला जाएगा and ऊपर will get, अगर यहाँ 4 है तो ऊपर t क्यूब आ जाएगा, यहाँ 5 है तो ऊपर t raised to 4, 1 less than the denominator power. E raised to 2t into 2 cube. Now what is gamma 4? Gamma 4, by using the reduction formula, gamma 4 is equal to 3 factorial and 3 factorial is equal to 6. So I will write e raised to 2t into t cube by 6. So now we have got the value of the function f of t as e raised to 2t into t cube by 6. तो जो भी f of t हमारा आया है उसमें हमें t को t minus a पुट करना है. तो what was a here? A was 5 here. तो I have to replace whatever is the function. Don't disturb the function. जैसा है लिखा है उसमें खाली t को t minus 5 पुट करना है. So I have just written as it is. E raised to 2 into t minus 5. T minus 5 the whole cube upon 6 for t greater than 5 is equal to 0 for t less than 5. ठीक है. तो जैसा फंक्शन है उसमें t को t minus 5, t minus a पुट करना है. ओके. पहला a निकालना है, f of s निकालना है, जो भी f of s है उसका इनवर्स निकाल के f of t निकालना है और t के बदले t minus a पुट करना है. That is the procedure for applying the second shifting theorem in the case of inverse function, inverse Laplace transform. So next problem. L inverse of s plus 1 e raised to minus s upon s square plus s plus 1. Again, comparing the given problem with L inverse of e raised to minus as into f of s. So that a value is equal to 1. Okay. So comparing this given problem with the left hand side of L inverse e raised to minus as into f of s. तो ये दोनों अगर कंपेयर किया तो a के बदले 1 है और f of s के बदले s प्लस 1 अपॉन एस स्क्वायर प्लस एस प्लस 1 है ना. a के बदले 1 है और f of s के बदले s प्लस 1 अपॉन एस स्क्वायर प्लस एस प्लस 1. तो a इज इक्वल टू 1, f of s इज इक्वल टू दिस. पहला स्टेप हमारा ये होगा. ठीक है. ये कब यूज करना है? जब फंक्शन इज मल्टीप्लाइड बाय e रेज टू. Again, we cannot apply any other. We cannot apply partial fractions. We cannot apply convolution. ठीक है. ये सेपरेट प्रॉब्लम है जहां पे फंक्शन मल्टीप्लाइड बाय e रेज टू है. वी कैन नॉट डू बाय एनी अदर मेथड. ठीक है. अभी हमें इसका एफ ऑफ टी निकालना है. मतलब एफ जो भी एफ ऑफ एस आया है उसका हमें इनवर्स निकालना है. तो व्हाट विल बी द इनवर्स ऑफ s plus 1 upon s square plus s plus 1? How do we do that? नॉर्मली कैसे करते हैं? अगर हमें ऐसे फंक्शन का स्क्वायर, क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन अगर नीचे है, क्वाड्रेटिक फैक्टर अगर नीचे है, तो नॉर्मली हम क्या करते हैं इनवर्स निकालने के लिए? कंप्लीटिंग द स्क्वायर. तो हाउ डू वी कंप्लीट द स्क्वायर? यू डिवाइड द कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ s बाय 2. होल स्क्वायर लिखना है तो वी हैव टू डिवाइड द कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ s बाय 2. यहाँ पे कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ s 1 है तो 1 को if I divide by 2 I will get 1 by 2. So I can write this as s plus half the whole square, and if I expand that I will get s square plus s plus 1 by 4. इसको मैंने एक्सपैंड किया तो प्लस 1 बाय 4 आता है, लेकिन हमें यहाँ पे प्लस 1 चाहिए. तो 1 बाय 4 के साथ क्या ऐड करें ताकि हमें 1 मिलेगा? इट इज 3 बाय 4. सो आई एम राइटिंग s प्लस हाफ द होल स्क्वायर प्लस 3 बाय 4. ओके. तो पहले हमें कंप्लीटिंग द स्क्वायर करना है. स्क्वायर करने के लिए वट एवर इज द कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ s डिवाइड बाय 2. तो s प्लस हाफ द होल स्क्वायर और इसको एक्सपैंड करना है तो s स्क्वायर प्लस s प्लस 1 बाय 4. तो ये पूरे एक्सपेंशन का 1 बाय 4 आता है, लेकिन हमें आंसर चाहिए 1. तो 1 माइनस 1 बाय 4 इज 3 बाय 4. तो यहाँ पे 3 बाय 4 आ जाएगा. अभी लेफ्ट डिनोमिनेटर में s इज रिप्लेस्ड बाय s प्लस हाफ. सो न्यूमरेटर ऑल्सो s शुड बी रिप्लेस्ड बाय s प्लस हाफ. तो आई एम एडिंग एंड सब्ट्रैक्टिंग हाफ हियर. s प्लस हाफ माइनस हाफ प्लस 1. नाउ कंबाइन s प्लस हाफ टुगेदर and minus half plus 1 together, separate and then calculate the inverse for those functions. ठीक है. So completing the square, now take s plus half as one function and the other constants as the second function. So I will write s plus half as one function. Now minus 1 by 2 plus 1. That will become 1 by 2. So plus 1 by 2 I've written, denominator same. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट स्टेप में हम लोग सेपरेट करेंगे इसको, and then whatever s is replaced by that many e raised to will come out of L inverse, and then calculating the L inverse of the remaining function. ठीक है. तो अभी यहाँ पे सेपरेट करना है. Separate that and then take e raised to जितना भी है बाहर and then calculate the L inverse of that. Separating that, s plus half upon s plus half the whole square plus 3 by 4 plus 1 by 2 upon this. Now everywhere s is replaced by s plus half. So e raised to minus t by 2 comes out. And then I will get, I'm separating both L inverse, and then e raised to minus t by 2 comes out. Minus t by 2 comes out, so that remaining will be L inverse of s upon s square plus, now 3 by 4 को मैंने लिखा है root 3 by 2 the whole square plus यहाँ पे भी e raised to minus half बाहर आ गया, minus 3 by 2 बाहर आया, तो हमें यहाँ पे root 3 by 2 है डिनोमिनेटर में, तो न्यूमरेटर में भी root 3 by 2 चाहिए, but we are having only half, so multiplying and dividing by root 3, so I can write 1 by root 3 into root 3 by 2, that is same as 1 by 2. So this will become sine function, this will become cos function, that will be the final answer. ठीक है, सेपरेट करने के बाद s L इनवर्स को हमने दो फंक्शंस में लिखा है, और जहां पे भी s को s प्लस हाफ रिप्लेस किया है, e रेज टू माइनस t by 2 कॉमन ले लिया है, एंड देन द रिमेनिंग फंक्शन इज रिटन. और यहाँ पे मैंने एडजस्टमेंट क्यों किया है, बिकॉज वी हैव रूट 3 by 2 इन द डिनोमिनेटर, सो न्यूमरेटर शुड बी रूट 3 by 2 और s. Since s is not there, it has to be root 3 by 2. Since root 3 is not there, I've multiplied and divided by root 3, so that I will get the answer for the first function as cos root 3 by 2 and the second function as sine root 3 by 2t with 1 by root 3 outside the sine function. जो भी आंसर आया है, नाउ t को, व्हाट वाज a हियर, is equal to 1, I think, no? Whatever is the function you have got, replace t by t minus 1. जैसा लिखा है वैसे ही लिखो, for t greater than 1 is equal to 0, for t less than 1. Don't try to simplify anything. जितना जो भी तुम्हारा t है वहां पे उसको t minus 1 कर दो, बस t minus a पुट करना है t के बदले. That is the answer for this problem. तो मेन हमारा क्या है, खाली f of s का इनवर्स निकालना है. That is our aim. Once you get the inverse for the function f of s, then we can replace t by t minus a. Clear? Any doubt? Okay, one more we will do. Similar type, s into e raised to minus 2s upon s square plus 2s plus 2. Again, write what is a, what is f of s, and then calculate inverse and calculate f of t. Replace t by t minus a. A is equal to 2. Very good. Then f of s is equal to s upon s square plus 2s plus 2. Right. Again, comparing this with this. So when it is multiplied by e raised to second shifting theorem in inverse, and in the Laplace transform, when the function is multiplied by e raised to at, apply the first shifting theorem. A is equal to 2, f of s is equal to this. Now calculate L inverse of f of s. Calculating L inverse of f of s. Okay. E raised to t, e raised to minus t. Okay, let's check. कैसे करना है inverse? Again, completing the square. So what will be the denominator? We have to divide the coefficient of s by 2. तो यहाँ पे हो जाएगा s+1 the whole square plus 1, है ना? So I'll get s+1 the whole square plus 1 in the denominator. Now denominator में s is replaced by s+1. So in numerator also s has to be replaced by s+1. So I'm adding and subtracting 1 in the numerator. Okay. So since denominator s is replaced by s+1 after completing the square, now numerator also we have to get s+1 because we are having s now. Adding and subtracting 1, then separating it and calculating the final answer. So separate किया s+1 upon s+1 the whole square plus 1 minus 1 upon s+1 the whole square plus 1. Calculate the inverse. So s is replaced by s+1. So what comes out? E raised to minus t. Remaining will be L inverse of s upon s square plus 1 minus 1 upon s square plus 1. उसका हमें L inverse लिखना है. What will be that? S upon s square plus 1 minus 1 upon s square plus 1. That will become cos t minus sin t. तो जो भी आंसर आया है t को t minus a पुट करना है. Whatever is the answer we have got, it is t को t minus a पुट करना है to get the final answer of the given problem. So final answer में जो भी आंसर था वहां पे t को t minus 2 पुट करना है because a value was 2, cos of t minus 2. So it is sin of t minus, not 3 is not there here. Sin of t minus 2 आ जाएगा यहाँ पे. Sin 3t is not there. I've just made a mistake here. This 3 is not there.